This is WYMT Mountain Sports, your home for the Kentucky Wildcats and local high school sports.
Kentucky football news breaking a little earlier this evening regarding the offensive coordinator position. West Virginia offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson is expected to accept the same position at Kentucky. Football Scoop first broke the news. Dawson has been with West Virginia since 2011, serving as its offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach the last 2 seasons. Damien Harris of Madison Southern receiving the Paul Hornung Award this afternoon as the top player in the state of Kentucky. Harris spoke to Hall of Famer Gale Sayers by phone and, of course, met Paul Hornung, the 1956 Heisman winner. Fans across the state are wondering where he'll go to school. He initially scheduled his announcement in December, but has now pushed the date back to January 9th.
I think it's giving me more time to be comfortable with the decisions that I'm making, what I feel is best for me and my family. It's giving me more time to be comfortable with, my final, list of schools, who I may think may be the best fit for me. So, just giving me more time, more reinsurance time to make sure that this is the right decision.
From football to basketball, John Calipari and his team have just 2 non-conference games left, and then it's into the SEC. Tonight, Matt Jones says Cal is going to have to make sure his team improves despite the level of competition.
Kentucky is just a few days away from playing UCLA and then 10 days away from playing Louisville. And those 2 games will be exciting for fans as they play 2 traditional powers and a huge rival. But they're also important for Kentucky because of just how bad the SEC is. The SEC has been a disaster in the non-conference. The best win is probably Tennessee beating Butler. Alabama had Wichita State beaten on Monday night and then found a way to blow it. And now Kentucky realizes that when they go into their conference play, they're not going to get any good wins. If you look at the schedule, really only Florida, LSU, and Alabama are road games that Kentucky could even possibly lose. And if you assume they win all the home games, it becomes a stretch where Calipari may not have the competition that he wants. If they get past the Louisville game undefeated, I think it becomes very possible to go undefeated for the season. But for Calipari, what he has to focus on is making sure they get better. Because during conference play, unfortunately, the teams are not going to provide a lot of competition, and UK is probably going to roll. I'm Matt Jones, and this is the KSR Minute.
Former Eastern Kentucky University Athletics Director Jeff Long is now the chairman of the College Football Playoff Committee. He recently spoke with Dick Gabriel and says times are changing for the nation's mid-major programs.
Jeff Long says his email box is so full he may not be able to clear it out until February. But he believes the inaugural playoff committee picked the best 4 teams, and he says expanding to 8 is not the answer.
If you expand the playoff beyond 4, we really think it will take away from the regular season, and I don't think any of us want to do that. We think we have the best regular season in all of sports.
The playoff has gone beyond what the Brain Trust anticipated when it began thinking about publicity for the sport. But Long is also concerned about one of the negative angles encroaching on college football. The emergence of the so-called Power 5 conferences present a threat to the well-being of the mid-majors, including his former employer, EKU.
I would like to see teams continue to be able to play FBS and not be penalized for it. But it sure seems like that's the direction the overall NCAA is going.
Alabama Birmingham recently dropped football, citing expenses. Eastern got a fat paycheck for playing Florida. Taking away what are known as the guarantee games for FBS schools would cripple their budgets.
There's a push now for for the Power Fives not to play FCS schools, and I don't like that. I don't support it. I know that these programs need those games in order to fund their programs.
It's rare that an Appalachian state upsets a Michigan, but just the experience for athletes at smaller schools to get a chance to play on that stage, Long says, is priceless.
That's a thrill of their lifetime, to be able to, for Eastern Kentucky to roll into Lexington and face up against the University of Kentucky. That's a huge thing for those young men in that program. They'll never forget it.
Next up in our DQ Grill and Chill Roundball preview series, the Jenkins Lady Cavaliers. Last season, the Lady Cavs finished above 500 at 17-12 and played in the championship game of the 14th Region All-A Classic. The players say getting that big game experience will help them this season, and they now know what they must do to go further.
Our aggressiveness, for sure. Some games will come with it, some games we won't. It's something you can't teach. It's within the player. We practice it all season long. They'll show up at a game. If we have our aggressive defense that I've seen that we can do, it'll be hard to beat.
We want to win all A, and we expect to go farther in the postseason tournament than we have before.
I think it was a learning experience because we never ever been in a championship game before. So now we know if we get back there, we know how to play and know how to handle all the pressure.
We're quick, and I feel like we can put a lot of pressure on the ball just because we're quicker than other teams.
Our defense, we just need to work on it a whole lot, get more rebounds, box out more. Our press is pretty good. We just need to work on rebounding some more.